amazing, sober recovery crowd. I couldn't be in a better place right now, but right here today with every single one of you guys. Seriously. That's exactly how I feel. My name is Teliea Baker. My native name is Walking Bear. I'm an enrolled member at the Mandan, Hidatsa, Arikara Nation. I reside in Newtown, North Dakota, where I'm the director of the Recovery Resource Lodge. I'm very blessed. Let's try to keep it together. I'm very blessed to be standing here today. I never thought I'd be standing here today. Statistics told me I wasn't going to stand here today. I was waiting for the other one. My profile picture. Nope, the other one. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Seriously, August 21st, 2013. Yikes. That is a full-blown 6-year heroin addict, alcoholic, drunk, a dope mom, and unbelievable menace to society, an unbelievable person that got saved. That's exactly what she is. Just like what I chatted about. I get to take a breather because you'll never see her again. You'll never see her again. I'm a sober mother today. I say that because I love saying that. I rock 9 years of sobriety today. Exactly 9 years today. Exactly. I get to be a sober mom today. I get to live in my community today. I get to be a part of the door today. I get to be the director today. I get to help other people speak life, and I get to help them in their recovery today. I keep saying today because sometimes us guys in recovery and in our sobriety just have today. Just have today. That's what we have to worry about. That's what we go through. That's what we have to speak life about today. Creator, thank God, Creator Father God gave me this second chance. He gave me a second chance, and He speaks to me every single day with prayer. And He says to me, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Who are you going to help? Who are you going to stand next to? Who are you going to be with? Who are you going to give that life to help somebody else? And that's what I live for. That's my passion. That's exactly what my passion is today. Being in where I'm at today, I call myself a triple threat. I do. I really do. Yes, yes, buddy. Yes. Remixed, remade, and redeemed. Yes, yes. With my pain, my purpose, and my passion today. My pain, we all know the pain. We all been hurt, we all been affected. We all been unbelievable pain that you guys could never imagine. But today I'm gonna tell you why. I will tell you why. Today is the remix part of it. Creator Father God took my pain, tore me apart, and He's gonna put me back together. Every single time, yes, He ripped me from my society. August 21st, 2013, I got federal drug charges. There was nobody in this world, how people have been talking about these keynote speakers, everybody's been talking about why, what happened, how we got into the addiction. There was no way, and I can honestly say this because my moms and my family are here, I would have never stopped unless the federal government stepped in and arrested me. Not one time. People talk about not our kids, not all the loving, all the resources, any of that stuff would have stopped me. Never, not once. As you guys can see, The addiction part took everything from me, every little bit. I was emotionally drained, spiritually, physically, mentally. Every little part of me was gone, as you can see in that picture. That was not me. That was 127 pounds in that day that I got arrested. I can't believe that it got to that point, but in addiction, we all know we don't care. We don't care about nothing else but our selfishness, and in our addictions, we don't care about nothing but ourselves. So when I sat there for 6 years and stuck a needle in my arms, let alone my hands, at least in the last year and a half, stuck it in my neck. I stuck it in my neck every 32 minutes to 37 minutes. I had to be somewhere and I had to be in a bathroom. That was a safe place. Of course, where does that lead up until August 21st when I got arrested? Using that much heroin at that much time for the last year and a half. God picked me up and put me in federal holding. So what did he do? Of course, we all know addicts and alcoholics, we're gonna be sick. We're gonna withdraw. I'm gonna tell you the realistic, we're gonna, not have good feelings. We are gonna be mean, crabby, sick. Yes, we are gonna be doing unbelievable things all over the place. That's exactly where I was. 10 months of withdrawal. Sitting in federal holding. That's exactly what it is, that gut-wrenching feeling where you sat there. And me and my mom were talking about it. My mom's a registered nurse. 10 months of withdrawal, crapping and throwing up and everything you could possibly think of. 7 seizures in 10 months. And lo and behold, my mom and my family, and my mom, she's got jokes all the time. She gets to joke with me and she said, geez, after 3 or 4 seizures, we weren't sure if Teliea was gonna come back right. Mom, you know what I mean? And I love that part because when I'm in my studies today, she gets to come back to me and she's like, there is some stuff in there, huh, Teliea? There's some stuff going on in there still. And I'm like, yes, Mom, yes. I love that part because it's a reminder. It's a reminder of where I came from. All my mistakes, all what I have today all look like failures. Ever since I sobered up, ever since 2003, they are failures. I've accepted that. I've accepted every one of those federal charges. I've accepted everything I've messed up as. Lo and behold, the 2 people that I messed up on were my children. And I like to say that because I can't give back time. And I can tell them how sorry I am. I can tell them what I want to do with my life today, and this is what we're going to do, and talk the good game that we do. We, as addicts and alcoholics, we can talk up the best game ever and tell you how pretty the picture is going to be, but are we going to walk in action? Are we going to put our 2 feet in front of each other? Are we going to be able to stand there by ourselves and tell other people that we are sober? Yes, so that's what it is today. Today I get to sit with my 2 beautiful children today. They've came back in my lives. I have spent 9 years being sober. 9 years being sober and helping my community and giving back and helping in those sense. But nobody told me how it was gonna be have a teenage daughter and a teenage son. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me how it's gonna be wonderful and full of emotions. I didn't know that. Mom was like, every time we argue and fight, good luck, good luck, good luck. That's a good one, huh? She says that to me. I get to be a sober mom today. I say that with a grateful and thankful heart. I get to today because that's what I want in my life today. I get to walk with them in the healing journey that I will every day till this life ends. And I will use my voice to help other people. I will use that. One of the life-changing moments before August, in that when I got pulled over before my federal drug charges, was one of those realization moments where I ended up getting thrown in jail, and they said their girl came in. She was sick. She was really sick off heroin, young girl, and she said, "I'm sick, Tila, I'm sick." And that other girl came up, and we were trying to sit there and hold her and give her water, and she'd start seizing out. So what did we do? We were boom, 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 boom. We're trying to pound on that door, just trying to help her. Trying to help her because I knew what was gonna happen. That correctional officer, that CO, she came over and she said, "So, just wait. We'll get to you when we can." That was one of my very first moments that I realized that this is where that heroin hell is gonna take me. And she died. I don't know how old she was. She was pretty young, pretty young. They didn't come in there and check on us till 40 minutes later. She was already gone. They took her out. I remember trying to call my mom. Didn't want to call her. I was scared, even though I was a full-blown heroin addict, I remember feeling that and telling her, "Mom, that's all I could say, Mom, she died. She died right there, Mom. Mom, she died." And then my mom, she's the warden. That's for our household, she's the warden. She said, "Where are you?" And I said, "I'm in jail." And she didn't say nothing to me. She hung up. I was a full-blown heroin addict. What'd you expect? She wasn't gonna come to the rescue. She wasn't gonna come help somebody that didn't want to be helped. She just wanted to cry too, because that's what we do in addiction sometimes. Hung up the phone, still carried on with my addiction. Then that's again, August 21st is when I got locked up. I remember my first seizure. Dang. We got locked up with federal charges. My mom's the director of public health at home. We got locked up in our tribal facility, and then she's the only one you take them to transfer to there. And my mom was there. And I remember feeling and crawled up and sick and knowing something was gonna happen. And I remember just like falling out and having that first seizure. And then they picked me up, they shackled me, they took me to the IHS facility. She was there. Then what? I could smell my mom. I could hear her footsteps, how hard she walks on the floor in the facility. You could feel her, that unbelievable bond you have with your mom. Unbelievable bond you have with your mom. She come walking in. She just looked at me and she cried. And I remember going out. She hooked up an IV. I was dehydrated. And I remember her praying over me when I came out. She was praying. She was literally praying over me. And you know what I mean? And I was like, "I'll be okay, Mom, I'll be okay." And that's when she took me and she was like, "Well, Tila, you know what you did? I'll see you in about 5 to 7 years. And that's my mom. My mom has always had the strong upper hand, a strong Arikara mom, in fact, you know what I mean? She's weak, she's the warden. I love that so much. But in that moment, I knew what I was doing with my life. I knew what I did, all the pieces I was broken into. I knew I had to pick those up myself when she said that. I had to. That realization of hearing my own mom say that, but being a full-blown heroin addict that's a junkie, there had to be more to it. I remember feeling like that, going back to, I was getting sentenced, and there was a couple people that were there that supported me. There was a couple people from home that were in the federal holding. They're not alive today. There was like, I think I almost counted it this past week. I think there was 56 or 57 people in 2013 that got federally indicted. And honest to God, that must have been 9 or 10 of us alive today and in recovery. That says a lot. There wasn't a lot of services when I got home. And when I was a 6-year heroin addict, you really don't think about anything at all. I knew after 10 months of withdrawal, I knew then I had to do something. I remember that last seizure at 10 months, I fell down and I remember feeling that cold cement floor and that silver toilet, nice and cold. That's what I remember. And I remember feeling it and I was like, I'm done. Come on, I'm done. Come on, God, I'm done. I'm done, I'm tapped out. I'm done. I just want a different lifestyle. I remember breaking down on my hands and knees and telling God, please, 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 just let me stop withdrawing. Just let me stop wanting to pull my arms off, pull my legs off, because my body aches. If I wasn't having seizures and I wasn't having headaches, I was having body aches that were unbelievable. That was my spiritual awakening. That was one of them. That was one of my spiritual awakenings, that my grandma came to me in my dream, which was unbelievable because I haven't seen my grandma for 10, 11, 12 years since she passed away. And she said, everything's going to be okay. But when you're in the reality fact of sitting in a federal holding and you're all tracked up, and I didn't want to see my grandma, she still looked at me like I was nothing in my dream. And she said, it's going to be okay, Tila. And I was like, thank you. If that's what I need, then that's what I need. I needed that. And that was it. People don't talk about that spiritual awakening so much, but that was it. No more withdrawing. No more nothing. No more headaches. No more freaking pulling my arms off. No more nothing. And I said, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you for taking that away. Okay, what do you want me to do? He picked me up and he placed me at Adult Teen Challenge. He made a way when there wasn't a way. Got transported by the U.S. Marshals with a black box because they considered me violent because I was crabby and I was sick and I just wasn't on top of my game. I just wasn't feeling so hot, you know what I mean? You just don't feel too hot after that, you know what I mean? So I like to say that. Got there at Adult Teen Challenge, and then walking in with the black box, walking in, and Linda, the director, was standing there, and this poor girl seeing a big Native lady, all, you know what I mean, looking all rough looking, but I was happy. I was grateful to be somewhere other than sitting in a box, because that's where my heroin addiction took me. That's exactly where it took me. So I was like, okay, went to Adult Teen Challenge, 14 months, and I was the most grateful and thankful resident you could ever think of. I didn't care if that place was gonna burn down. I was gonna be the only one sitting outside. Who needs help in the kitchen? I will. Heck yeah, that was me. I was very grateful. I'm sober. I don't know about you guys, but you know, that was me. That was me. I was very grateful and thankful to be placed there. He made a way. Adult Teen Challenge gave me the tools and lifestyles to go by, and that's what I have with today is my tool belt from them. They changed my life. They gave me everything I need of in there. When I finally got to see my mom after 3 years, I remember her coming in. She gave me a hug, and of course, the strong Arikara mom she is, I was really hugging her and, oh yeah, you know what I mean, giving one of those ones. She said, what are you crying for? You're sober. All full of emotion, just all full of emotion, like just wanting that mom love, you know what I mean? Like, and then she was like, "You're sober, what the heck, nice." You know what I mean? It was in that moment, I was like, yes. I got sentenced, I was looking at 10 years. After sitting 14 months and then another 14 months at Adult Teen Challenge, 28 months, he sentenced me to 3 years of probation. So I got out. I went home. And of course, when I go home, I wasn't doing the best when I got locked up for the Mandan and Hidatsa Arikara people. I was a menace to society. I was a federal drug dealer in my community. I was looked at as somebody that got my children addicted, probably overdosed some of them. And I remember sitting there. I knew I was going to be sober. I knew it. I knew I was going to be sober. That's all I needed. I just needed to get on the ground. I needed to get going. I needed to be sober. I didn't care if I was the only one. I didn't. People say that you can't get sober in the environment you got sick in. Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I can do, because that's exactly what it came to. I had the loving support of my family, all my moms and dads, my children, and my fiance. I can't believe somebody wants to marry me, but you know what I mean with that? I was a hot mess. Yes. But when I got there, I was just happy. I was so happy to be home. I didn't care. Mom said, get an education, so I started going to school. I couldn't read. I couldn't put a sentence together, let it go in a paragraph. I couldn't do none of that. I was so sick. My brain was probably mush. It was probably had to start over from day one. And I remember Mom just said, get an education because they'll never be able to take that away from you. So I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? But I don't tell you that through all my books, my mom's like, this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. She always does that to all my stuff because she's an amazing woman. I remember feeling like that. So I was at home and I had the family support and I knew what I was gonna do. It was my passion. It was my purpose after all the pain. I remember going through the grocery store and I was getting snacks and stuff and just happy. I was so grateful and thankful. Every day I was grateful and thankful. And boom. Take a breath before this. Councilwoman Dr. Mayer. And she does so much for me. And she said, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, nothing. Just she punked me because I was like, nothing. I'm sober though. You know, and she was just like, she goes, well, where are you at? Where are you at? And I said, I'm with Mom. I'm at Mom. I'm in the basement. You know, I'm chilling, trying to go to school. Just trying to have some fast answers because she's Councilwoman Mayer. She just comes hard, like she's the hammer. I told her that last week. She's the hammer. To my warden, she's the hammer. And she said, well, do you want a job? And I was like, yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And she was like, okay, be in my office at 8 o'clock. Boom, I was ready to go at 6:30 in the morning. I was there in her office at 7:45, waiting for her. Yeah. She sat me down and she said, you're sober? I said, yes. And then she always does the medical look over. She scans you. And I'm just happy. I don't even care. I was just standing there, just, you know, she could have told me to sit down, but I was just like, you know what I mean? I was just standing there. And she said, okay, we'll give you a job. She's like, but what do you think we're gonna need? And just like they said, she's an ER doctor. I only have only 2 other people that were sober in the community. And then the old schools, you know, the ones that go to work and bingo and church, you know what I mean? And I was like, there's, you know, just kind of standing by myself, chilling, you know what I mean? And she said, well, you need a place. You need a place. And I said, yes. And she said, well, show me what you want to do and come up with something. And there was a group of us, and she had the idea, and we came up with the door, the Recovery Resource Lodge. Then we were on Main Street, which lo and behold, Catherine, First Lady, came down to see us. I remember that so well. And the many times she has been there for us, what you have started, the unbelievable foot tracks that you have, that you made for us, that I can give us guys the voice behind you. It was unbelievable. I just thought Doug and Catherine were, you know what I mean? They were busy politicians, you know, all this stuff, but they took the time to come down to the Mandan, Hidatsa, Arikara Nation to see what we were doing for recovery. And then that's when Doc would step in, and she's like, you pull every service you could think of for anything, including our youth, including our elders, include anything you could think of to put into the door. So I was like, yes, yes, Dr. Mayor, we're going to do everything and anything I could think of. In fact, today, just like what we talked about, I'm a peer support specialist at first, and then one of my dear and old, Jenna and Cheyenne, they said, you should be a trainer. And I was like, man, I'm barely reading. Like, I'm barely reading, man. Like, you want me to be a trainer? But that's it right there. Somebody believing in you when you didn't even believe in yourself. That's what Dr. Mayer did for us. She didn't just hire me. She believed in me with a strong fist. She did. She did. She did. But that's what us guys in recovery need. We need that stability. We need that structure. We need that. I love that so much. I do. I really do love that. At the door, we have Sober Moms Group. We have Men and Women's Talking Circle. We have Youth Night. We have Bingo. We have recovery retreats. Anything we could think of as an event for anybody that is walking in the sobriety life, Councilman Dr. Mayer says go for it. If we can sit there one time with sitting with somebody and saving their life with any type of influence, with any type of hope, with any type of empowerment, any type of inspiration, then that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna show other people that they can do that too. That's exactly how I feel. I've been able to, ever since I was little, I've been able to sit anywhere, visit with anybody, talk to anybody, laugh with anybody, and I've had that ability ever since I was little. I'm using that for the good today. There's so much more, there's so much more to it. I'm very, very blessed to have the family I have today, the community support I have today, my teammates today, my community, and especially my mom and my parents and my children. I wouldn't have none of that today unless I was sober. I wouldn't have none of that. One of the huge aspects that I've learned with the last year and a half, because the door has been open since August 30th, 2017. We've seen, Doc, me and Doc laugh about this, we've seen seven participants in the beginning for the first couple months. And I was like, Doc, nobody coming in. You know what I mean? She said, give it some time. And she was just like, you know, she always said that aspect, it's just like medicine, it's not gonna work right away. It takes time, okay? So now today, I've seen over 14 or 1,500 people that have walked through our front door. The impact you have on somebody, just like the peer support specialists have on somebody, just like what he talked about before, the mental health realm. And I got to sit on the panel with Pam. I never thought Pam would ever take the time, and I got done saying that earlier, to take the time to have me speak with her on a panel a couple months ago was unbelievable. But the mental health services, we're lacking them. We are. So that's why my push is for a licensed addiction counselor. I'm following one of my good sisters and brothers that are in here too that just got their bachelor's. They just got it. The more faces and the more times that you use your voice to help somebody else that's what we need. As peer support specialists, I totally love this program. I totally get it. I totally am there. Because if we weren't just sitting with somebody, influencing them or helping them make the right choices, I will sit with you and I will cry with you and I will show you how good this life is in recovery, because no matter what, you're not gonna be by yourself. Not one time you're gonna be by yourself. There's so many resources out there. There's so many resources out there. It's unbelievable in the state of North Dakota about peer support specialists. We know that compassion. We know that sickness. We know that from each other. We know that. I love that you guys asked me to be a speaker in Grand Forks today, because this whole time, from 2nd grade to 10th grade, since '97, the flood, I grew up here. I grew up here. My mom went to college here, and I drive around, and that's who I was before addiction. That's who I was. Riding bike, being a kid, being who I was. And today, coming back from where I am today, that's who I am today. I can laugh with you. I can raise heck. I can joke with you. I love being where I'm at today. I love what I do today. I love who I am. And I will not change what happened to me. I wouldn't take it back, because this is where it put me today. To speak in front of a place like this and take a breather and be able to speak life and not be death in the state of North Dakota. I wouldn't be anywhere else today, and that's how I feel. And with this love and support, I got so many gifts of sobriety today. So many gifts. That's when I won the Zezula Award, which Doc never told me about till last minute. You guys are really good. We were just talking about that. I didn't even know my family, my love and support, my children, and my brother. All these beautiful faces of recovery that I have touched. I wouldn't give back of what happened to me to not see these faces again. I would love to see all these, every single one of them, and what they do in their lives. And just like I said, I can't even believe somebody wants to marry me. All my sisters in Christ, all these beautiful, amazing people, my family. My college. All of it. Every single one of them. And we're building, and I don't care how big this gets, being a recovery advocate and ambassador to this recovery empire is gonna get bigger no matter what. And I'll promise you that. Anytime you need to reach out to anybody at the door, we are on Facebook, everywhere you could possibly think of, and my dog. All these people have touched my life and are part of my life today. So.